Hi guys, hello and welcome back to another video right here on the channel. So the retro goodness continues. I have hold of the subscriber copy of the brand new Retro Gamer magazine, issue 251 I think it actually is, and on the front we have a Stormtrooper, of course, from Dark Forces, which, if what I've been hearing is right, and I don't really do a lot of modern games these days, they're remaking. Dark Force itself was a really good Star Wars first-person shooter, and a bit like Doom. Think Doom, Quake meets Star Wars. So that's our cover star. So we go straight into the retro bait. So it shows us all the crew, and it gives us our editor's bit there. Darren, of course, explaining what's going on in this issue of the mag. Okay, then we go on to the contents page. Ultimate Guide to Star Wars Dark Forces. We speak to Darren Stinnett about his work on the original PC game and discover what Night Dive Studios is planning for its new remaster. We got the making of Star Wars Starfighter and Jedi Starfighter. The making of Call of Duty, amongst others. Let's have a look. Super Pac-Man, official Frogger. Yeah, so I'm just going to give you a quick blip of that. And then we can move on. Okay, so we get onto the news. Retro Radar, Super Summer, and it's going on about Atari, who of course had their 50-year anniversary this year. I think the whole world knew about that. Me personally, massive Atari fanboy, absolutely loved it. Where are we? Going on, we continue. Oh no, we don't, sorry. This is Ian Lee, Konnichiwa. And it says, I'm writing this week after my return from Japan. So he's obviously been to Japan and he wants to share his thoughts with us. Just thinking then, it's hard doing these because I've opened this. I just literally took it out the wrapper now. And I really do need sometimes, I think, to get to a little bit of preparation. But I'm like, I think it's better I just react, because the feedback I've had, people said, we just love your reactions. So yeah, going to stay with that there. Okay, Retro Radar column featuring Digitize's Mr. Biffo, famous on Teletext of course. Fun with Kirby, everyone's favourite little pink fluffy Nintendo character. Right, the making of Karateka. Okay, now that'll be quite an interesting article. Says game preservation has just gone up a level. So yeah, we're obviously talking to Chris Kohler, his Digital Eclipse editorial director. Yeah, our feeling is that it's our one chance to publish as much as we can. So yeah, that's interesting. Going into the background of Karateka, one of the first beat 'em ups, if I remember rightly. Where are we? Yeah, okay. Now this is really nice. I do a lot of Evercade stuff on the channel, and this is advertising the Super Pocket from Evercade. There is a Capcom version there. And there is the one that I have pre-ordered, no surprise, with the Taito on. I mean, I can't resist it, can I? It's Taito, isn't it? If you haven't got an Evercade, folks, and you want to see what the fuss is about, drop over to Funstock or Go Argos or Amazon. These are 50 quid each. And just jump on, because I know I'm going off topic, but they have a slot on the back where you can actually insert Evercade cartridges. So shove that in the back of your little thing there. Get a little bit of Evercade goodness, then come over to the dark side and join us at Evercade. I'll do anything to promote that little machine, won't I? Okay, so one of my favourite columns is the Back to the Noughties. So it tells us the charts for all for the Xbox 360, PlayStation 2, PC and music. A little bit about the news from February in 2007 and a few photos there showing that year. We go on to Super Pac-Man, Namco of course, in the arcade. These are nice because they're like that kind of Tarte vertical mode. Another Evercade reference, guys. Okay, Star Wars, the Ultimate Guide to Dark Forces. Now, I'm going to have to try and grab this remake. I really am. Because I say, I've got a lot of fond memories about this game. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort of flick through the pages there, let you have a look at them. Because otherwise I'm just going to be reading every little sub-headline off it. And I nearly done it again then. So as you can see, there's plenty of, good stuff on here to read if you get this this month's issue. Then obviously it's going to go on a little bit about how we're going to get the remake, where it's coming from. And this will be the article. I'll turn the camera off and I will read straight away. We've got subscription, which always gets me because I took out the subscription. If anybody from Retro Gamers watching, can you just advise me via the comments or privately why I didn't get offered any of these gifts? You just took the money and sent me the mag. I'm always one of them, you know, it's like you go along to a new customer and then like when you're like an old customer, new customers all account. Little moan of the day. I've had one of them days at work, to be fair. They're making the Star Wars Starfighter and Jedi Starfighter. These were quite good. I think, oh God, I played one of them. It may have been Jedi Starfighter. I think one of my mates at the time sort of borrowed me it. I had like a little blast. Because back in the day, boys and girls, those of us who don't remember, the price of cartridges, you go along and like you sort of play it for a couple of weeks, couple of months or whatever. And loan it to your mate. And they'd sort of like loan you a cart, and you know, that was, or you go and like hire them from like video game, like Blockbuster and stuff like that, you know, rental outlets. Because games were expensive then. You think they're expensive now. You know, they're like, say 50, 55, 60 quid now in 2023. Back in like the early 90s, a Mega Drive game cost you 50 quid. So, you know, for folks who kind of think, oh my word, you know, it's expensive now, it's more expensive back then, you know. Okay, so we get Retro Revival, puts a smile on my face, the Atari 2600, 1983, Frogger. Okay, there we go. Absolutely beautiful graphics as always. The making of Katarkus. Not really sure what this is. But yeah, there we go. And if we look at that there, we might see it could be inspired by a certain 1980s action hero. Saw the word R-Type in there. I can't say I was inspired by him if it's a shooter, but again, I take it back to my point of when I first opened these magazines, I don't know what the heck is in them. Oh, Sega 3D glasses. These were for the Sega Master System. I never ever used them, to be fair. But that was what they look like, folks. A little 2-page spread telling you about them. It says, so you want to collect Donkey Kong games. Okay, so, oh no, this is mad. This is nice, sorry. It's a little section on all the Donkey Kong games. Donkey, of course, being my favourite Nintendo character. Do love a little bit of Donkey Kong. So we got Donkey Kong Classics, Donkey Kong Junior Math, Donkey Kong on a Game Boy, which is an excellent version, by the way. Donkey Kong Country from the SNES, all its sequels. I'm just going to show you Donkey Kong 64, Diddy Kong Racing, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's lovely to see Donkey get some love. It really is. If you haven't played Donkey Kong Country, get yourself an emulator or something and play it. Retro Revival, Mega Drive, 1991, the amazing Streets of Rage. Great game, but bettered, of course, by Streets of Rage 2, which a little bit of controversy, but I personally think is better than 3. Someone will jump on me in the comments below, no doubt. Ultimate Guide to Leadstorm. So I'll say quite a little bit of content in this. Now I like this where it says conversion capers, so it shows the Commodore 64, Amstrad, ZX Spectrum, Atari ST and Amiga versions. It goes over obviously talking to the developers with a Q&A. Bit more there. Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, pushing the limits. How NEC's tiny console successfully pulled off the task of hosting the world's biggest fighting game, and this is of course a PC Engine version of Street Fighter 2. I played it. I prefer the Capcom Arcade original, like a lot of people do. I probably prefer the SNES version over this, but it's nice to see it in there. Retro Gamer's Guide to Gradius, one of the all-time classic shooters, of course. Can't argue that fact. I do enjoy a little bit of Gradius. There we go. Nice little interesting graphic for you there. This, folks, was like retro gaming shoot 'em up madness. Okay. It says there about the Konami code. Anyone old enough to remember? Up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, and start. And that would often get you multiple lives. Oh, this is a really good issue, to be fair. We're looking now at the PlayStation version of Castlevania Chronicles. Castlevania, of course, as we all know, a vampire hunter, left to right scrolling, and you're just going across and you're just, you know, fighting all sorts of skeletons and all sorts of stuff. The making of Callahan's Cross Time Saloon. I was going to say 1997, the PC. That was why I had absolutely no idea what this game is. But again, it's that sitting back and reading about something, isn't it? And sort of finding out, you know. It's great. So that's why this magazine is so good in my opinion, and it is well worth a subscribe. What's this? Whatever happened to Pokemon Picross? That looks very, very obscure. Yeah, and very, very Japanese, I imagine. One of these kind of mad games that come out in the East that we never got in the West, because as Western gamers we probably wouldn't actually understand it. PC. This is the Ultimate Guide to Hogs of War. I vaguely remember playing it it's on a PlayStation, and it shows like the conversion capers there. Did anybody play this one? I think it looks a little bit like a kind of Worms 3D where you're running around. I really can't recall it, to be 100% honest. I think you had teams and you had to kind of go along and get objectives and kill the enemy and stuff. I remember it like in the magazines at the time, but it's not really something I went out and dropped my hard-earned cash on, to be honest. Okay, Hardware Heaven, and this is of course the DSi from year 2008. £149.99 on launch. It says £20 plus today, boxed, £10 unboxed if you go of course on eBay or any other site, and they're saying that the essential game is Soul of Darkness. So always nice to see a little bit of hardware. Another interesting article for me that I will be reading, the making of Call of Duty. Now, I stand firmly in the camp of the old school Call of Duties when they were originally single player missions, campaigns, no 5-year-old dickheads calling you all sorts of stuff on Xbox Live, and we were running around Stalingrad and Berlin, Bastogne, places like that. I love me World War II. So I really enjoyed that. It was when we went into like Modern Warfare that I sort of, you lost me a little bit, to be honest. You know, I believe there was actually one in space, and it was just like, for the love of God, Call of Duty in space. I mean, there might be somebody. In fact, no, I take that back. There'll probably be a lot of people, sorry, tell a lie, that'll probably be watching this and saying, well, I love Xbox Live, and you know, it's the best thing ever, and PSN, and you know, all that online gaming. Hey, I wouldn't take that away from you, do you know what I mean? Honestly, I wouldn't. But my argument has always been, like, you know, you go to work all day, you've had a shit day, you come home, you just want to like relax for an hour or so, a couple of hours on your machine, your Xbox, your PS, whatever you want to do. Do you know what I mean? And just play a game, and there's nothing worse than like just having it ruined by people, do you know what I mean? So I don't do online gaming. You know, I'm happiest with 10 minutes on Donkey Kong, but I know there's a lot of you folks out there who do. Okay, Initial D Arcade Stage version 3, arcade. It is a racer, obviously, and I've got to hold my hand up and say, I don't know what the heck it is. Right, retro rated. So this is where we get different collections and stuff, and it's rated by the guys. Okay, so we have Taito Milestones 2. This is on the Switch. Looks like a collection of Taito games, which, you know, I do love Taito. It's up there with my love like Atari. So, yeah, I am biased. And they've said pick of the month is Bitmap Books, $34.99, The Art of the Box. And this is like a concept art book and that kind of stuff going into it there. They also pick out one called Game Book. We've got WrestleQuest, which is on the PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, and the Switch. £22 online. I'm not sure whether I think that's the one that's supposed to be the RPG wrestling game. Yeah. They're advertising one of their books, Everything You Need to Know About Pokemon. Not for me, folks, but I know it was like massive worldwide. Oh, the Homebrewers kit. Okay, so this is like a section that they do with all the homebrew games. Now, I love indie games, and I've only ever come across them via Evercade. So these columns I really enjoy, to be fair. You know, I really do. It's just showing all the different conversions and stuff that people are making on all the machines. Okay, hot topic. Xbox Live Arcade. The team look back at Microsoft's digital triumph. Okay. There we go. So most of us who had the original Xbox would have had the Xbox Live when it first come out and stuff, and went on to the arcade. Collector's Corner. Readers take us through the retro keyhole. And just a nice little section about folks who collect stuff. Tells about their bargains, the highest, most expensive things, how they started off. Oh my word, this is real to me at this moment in time. My retro life, downsizing. This is Darren, the editor. Sells off a chunk of his collection. I think we're all at that if you collect retro games. Mine is shocking. So if anybody's after any Mega Drive 2, Master System, probably Sega Dreamcast, drop me a PM. I am looking to drop off and cut the collection down. And then we go on to my favourite section of the magazine, the mailbag, where folks send in letters. We have a star letter and all manner of stuff is discussed. We've got a screenshot there of Vice City, my favourite Grand Theft Auto game. Okay, the handheld gaming collection is another one of their magazines. Discover the best portable retro console games ever made. What's the original Game Boy in it? Sorry, do we go any further than that? And then we have Load 252 next month, which is on sale October the 26th. And that's advertising that. Go on, argue with me below about it. Tell me that a handheld has come out that had the same impact as what Tetris, Super Mario World and stuff like that in the original Game Boy had. And I will listen. I won't agree with you, but I'll listen. Space Giraffe is a retro revival. Tell you what, guys, I do apologise. You caught me in like a funny little mood today. Long day at work, like I say. Endgame, it shows us the end of the Barbie game, girl. I mean, I don't know why we need to know that, to be fair, guys. But yeah. And there is an appeal there. I'm not going to go into that because I don't do politics on the channel. And Chill Out Games, pounds paid for your games, and giving us an example of some of the stuff there. If you're sitting on a copy of Game Boy Punisher, you can get 110 quid. Apparently on Mega Drive Spider-Man, 160. Unfortunately, not in my collection. So, folks, that was 251. October 2023, latest edition of Retro Gamer. Get down your Menzies, your WH Smith, you're online, go and subscribe, do whatever you want to do, but give this magazine a look. Okay, guys, that's me. I'll see you all soon.